I was walking Lucian through the quarterly projections when his just back from London fiancé swept into the office. The instant her gaze landed on me beside him, she exploded. So the soap opera shorts are right. When the female flies overseas, another female barges in under the excuse of work and tries to climb into the male's bed. You're the gold-digging climber who thought she could steal my Lucian while I was away, aren't you? In the name of the next Vance, you're fired. Pack your trash and get out. I glanced at the executive badge hanging around my neck, Chief Operating Officer, Vance. Hadn't Lucian headhunted me as a seven-figure partner? How had I morphed into a scheming female in her mouth? Before we continue, smash that subscribe button and tell us in the comments where you're binge listening from. When I didn't start clearing my desk, Jade's brows knitted. Why are you still here? Planning to fight me for Lucian? Her earlier rant had been absurd, but I kept my voice level. Linwood, you've misunderstood. I'm the operating partner Vance brought in to run Vance. I'm not the opportunistic female you're describing. Lucian had poached me for my rep, an 8-figure annual package to steady his empire. Under my watch, Vance's balance sheets had glowed hotter every quarter, and Lucian had leaned on me more each day. Jade lifted a skeptical eyelid. Partner? Since when do partners contour and spritz themselves into meetings? You're fishing for Lucian's attention, sister. Don't play coy with me. I wore standard boardroom navy and a polite hint of perfume, hardly a crime. Did she expect me to roll in greasy-haired and rumpled when we courted billion-dollar clients? To prove I belonged, I unclipped my badge and held it out. Makeup and fragrance are professional etiquette. Look, executive partner. She flicked it into the trash. Spare me. The shorts warned me gold diggers always have excuses. Lucian finally stepped in, tugging her hand. Jade, stop. Joanna's tea. He partner I hired to manage Vance, nothing like what you're imagining. She stamped her Louboutin. You just defended her. Guilty. Her eyes watered. I won't share you with any female. Fire her now. Let one stay, let the other walk. Classic cliffhanger. Best friends, assistants, even the housekeeper are threats. I'm nipping this in the bud. Soap opera logic on steroids. Lucian rubbed his temples, torn. Vance's meteoric ride depended on me, but Jade wouldn't quit. He drew me aside. Play along. I'll pretend to fire you. Work remotely till she cools off, triple pay. My pupils turn dollar signs. On it, Vance. I boxed my files, every extra second would have disrespected the bonus. Suddenly Jade looked almost endearing. Linwood, may you two lovebirds live happily ever after. With me axed, Jade beamed. Lucian, you always indulge me. I was almost out when Maya slipped in with Lucian's espresso. Poor girl, next target acquired. Sure enough, the shrieking resumed behind me. Why is your assistant female? Ditch her. Maya, you deserved hazard pay. I spent the next weeks remote, nothing but pajamas, spreadsheets, and triple salary. Productivity skyrocketed. One afternoon, while I reconciled the quarterly balance sheets, someone pounded on my condo door. Jade shouldered past me. I knew it, all smoke and mirrors. I searched Lucian's phone like the heroines do. Emails, day and night. Care to explain? Her pink claws hovered over my laptop, eyeing the trailing zeros in the corporate account. He handed his fortune to you? I'm the future Vance, money belongs with me. Love equals assets, mistress. I almost laughed. I'm the COO. Balance sheets are literally my job. Read my contract. I fetched the employment contract, sure black on white would calm her. She tossed it back. Fake. While ranting she clocked my decor, sandalwood coffee table, Italian leather sofa, crystal chandelier, cashmere rug, vintages in the wine rack, designer bags lined like soldiers. Lucian bankrolled all this. You've been lining your nest, homewrecker. I earn 8 figures, Linwood. These are Tuesday splurges. She unscrewed a bottle of vintage Bordeaux and poured it over my Persian rug, then attacked a Chanel tote with kitchen shears. Enough. I speed-dialed Lucian. Control your fiancé. A weary sigh crackled through. Bill me for damages. Put her on. I passed the phone. Whatever he said deflated her tantrum in seconds. She hurled the handset back. Tattletale. Shameless. Before she flounced out, she fired one last glare, pure season finale cliffhanger. I closed the door, exhaled, and opened a fresh tab of balance sheets. Let her stew, I still had a hostile takeover to blueprint. She spun on her stilettos and stalked off, fury crackling in every step. After that day, perhaps because Lucian had scolded her, Jade didn't come back to harass me. I finally enjoyed a rare stretch of peace, but the calm didn't last long. That afternoon I arrived, by invitation, at my best's birthday dinner. The moment I stepped into the 7-star restaurant, I collided headfirst with Jade. 2 place settings glittered in front of her, she was clearly waiting for someone. I suddenly remembered that, 2 minutes earlier, Jade had posted a WhatsApp story shot in this very dining room, tagging Lucian, 7 years together today, rush over after work, okay? So the person she was waiting for was Lucian. I picked up my pace, desperate to avoid another round of "you're here to steal my man." Jade's eyes were sharper than ever, she spotted me anyway. "Joanna, stop right there. What are you doing here?" Before I could answer, something seemed to click in her head and her face iced over. "I get it. You saw my story, knew Lucian was coming, and booked the same restaurant so you could stage one of those soap opera shorts meet cuties with him, right? Joanna, you really are something else." Exhaustion hit me like a wave. If I'd known this psycho was here, I would have begged Best to change venues. "Linwood, I am here for Best's birthday. And I've told you repeatedly, your fiancé and I are strictly colleagues. I have zero interest in him." Just then, realizing I was late, Best came out to find me. I saw my lifeline and waved frantically. "See? There's Best. I'm leaving now." I tried to duck out of the line of fire, but Jade grabbed my arm. "Joanna, you think hiring some actress to play your best fools me? You're scheming, pure and simple. All this fuss just to make Lucian curious about you. A mistress with the nerve of a lion. Since your parents never taught you shame, I'll do it for them." She snatched her lemon water glass and flung the contents in my face. Ice-cold liquid sluiced through my hair, streaking my makeup into muddy trails. Still not satisfied, Jade flagged the manager. "Manager, perfect. Throw this shameless mistress out immediately. Your restaurant really lets anyone in? She's ruining my appetite." Her shrill voice echoed, every table turned to stare. Jade lifted her chin, certain the crowd would obey the soap opera script and lynch the mistress. She gloated, "Joanna, in the next scene the whole room spits on you, screams insults, and dumps soup on your head. You asked for it, this is the fate of every mistress." To give them a clear shot, she actually stepped aside. "Don't hold back. Treat her like the shorts say, hot pot broth, fish soup, chopsticks, forks, pelt her with everything." She was already picturing my humiliation, lips curling in delight. But the diners didn't follow orders, they looked at me with sympathy. That poor woman, just here for a friend's birthday and smeared as a mistress. Right? She said it's only business with the fiancé. This chick's brain is soaked in TikTok drama. A couple of guests even helped me up alongside Best and handed me napkins. Jade's eyes bulged, incredulous. "Why are you helping the mistress? You're supposed to curse her, hit her. In the shorts the female lead has Halo-level luck. You NPCs are supposed to orbit me. Why aren't you following the script?" Someone finally snapped. "Lady, assault and harassment are crimes. And we've got no beef with her, why would we attack?" Jade's voice shook with rage. "Look at me, I'm the female. Joanna's just disposable. In soap opera law, anyone who crosses the female is doomed. Choose your side or regret it." Everyone decided she was unhinged. She keeps quoting short dramas, does she need a psych eval? Dinner and a free show courtesy of Crazy Town. After so many slanders, I lost my patience. "Linwood, the only reason I've tolerated you is because Lucian signs my paychecks. Back off now, or I'll sue you for defamation." Jade's eyes blazed crimson. Mid-tirade she spotted something behind me, stepped closer, and suddenly pitched sideways, crashing at my feet, tearful and fragile. "Joanna, why did you push me? Seriously? A daylight shakedown?" A low male voice sounded behind me. "Jade." The next second Lucian elbowed me aside and crouched to help her up. Jade burrowed into his chest, sobbing. "Lucian, you're finally here. Joanna's been bullying me. After you scolded me last time I never bothered her again, but she still hates me. She followed me here and shoved me to the ground in front of everyone." Lucian dabbed her tears, then glanced at me, irritation and chill in his eyes. "Joanna, I already apologized and paid damages for the last incident. You promised to let it go, so why resurrect it and attack Jade when I wasn't around?" I tugged one corner of my mouth in disbelief. "Vance, I didn't push her. Check the restaurant's security footage if you don't believe me." Jade's face went green, she clearly hadn't factored in cameras. Soap opera shorts rarely bother with law or surveillance. At that moment the entire dining room backed me up. That's right, Sterling never touched Linwood. Linwood staged the fall to frame her. We'll all testify to Sterling's innocence. Jade's features twisted. You'd side with a disposable against the female? You. LL regret this. Lucian, they're ganging up on me. Ruin them, bankrupt their families. Lucian finally realized Jade was deep in another shorts delusion. Embarrassment reddened his ears. Worse, several industry heavyweights he'd hoped to impress were watching. Zhao, CEO of Xingshi Group, Vance, I've reconsidered, Xingshi is out. Li, chairman of Xinghui Group, we need reliable partners. Vance isn't a fit, President Zhao, Chairman Li, Lucian tried to salvage the deals, they walked away. He rounded on Jade, disappointment etched on his face. Jade, look what you've done. What's happened to you? He left her standing there and approached me. Sorry, Joanna. I jumped to the wrong conclusion. I answered flatly, I'm used to it. Jade's teeth sank into her lower lip until a bead of blood appeared. Lucian, you used to spare me a harsh word, and now you snap at me for her sake. You're the one who changed. If I'd known you'd trade me in, I never would have flown back. Lucian, you'll regret betraying me. Tears streaming, Jade bolted from the restaurant. Lucian half turned to follow, but his assistant called. The project I used to run had imploded, he was needed at headquarters immediately. That project was under my old portfolio, so he had to ask me to come along. Vance, I promised to stay for Best's birthday. As long as you come back to headquarters with me, I'll pay you 20 times overtime plus a fat 100 grand thank you for Best. Best and I lit up. Joanna, your good wishes are enough, work comes first, go crush that crisis. Lucian, what are we waiting for? Let's get back to HQ. We slogged until nightfall before the emergency was contained. The instant we stepped outside, Jade reappeared, eyes and nose red from what had clearly been hours of crying. Lucian, I kept waiting for you to come for me, thinking about you every second, and what are you doing? The moment I leave you're wrapped around Joanna, how is that fair to me? Lucian's temples throbbed, exhaust. Ion pooling in his eyes. Jade, Joanna, and I were just pulling overtime. I didn't chase after you because headquarters blew up with a last-second fire drill. Jade cut him off, furious. Excuses, all excuses. Two single people working late, what kind of overtime is that? You two were sneaking around behind my back. Enough, Jade. I've told you 100 times, Joanna and I are business partners, period. What more do you want, my heart on a platter? Lucian was visibly losing his temper. Jade sensed that if she pushed any harder he'd actually hate her. Her hatred for me deepened another notch. It was all Joanna's fault, without her Lucian wouldn't be scolding me. The bitch has to go. Collecting herself, Jade softened, tugging Lucian's hand and whining, Lucian, I'm sorry. I lost control, but I only acted like that because I love you so much. I get how important Joanna is to you and to headquarters, so I won't fire her, okay? Just stop being mad. Seeing Jade's teary puppy eyes, Lucian's face eased. Good, you're finally thinking straight. Joanna, come back tomorrow, things have felt off without you. Lucian meant the workload, but Jade obviously misread it. When he not only failed to deny anything but also slid me straight back into headquarters, she shot me a glare dripping with resentment before twisting her lips into a nasty smile. Her stare made my skin crawl, I could practically feel the storm she was brewing. Sure enough, my gut feeling proved right, and Jade turned out even more shameless than I'd imagined. The next morning Lucian's invitation brought me back to headquarters. I'd barely set foot inside when I spotted Jade curled against Lucian, blotting tears. Her body was covered in cheap special effects bruises, reds and purples that looked freshly painted on. The makeup was so crude the edges of the fake scars were peeling, impossible to miss. I was still trying to figure out what performance this was when she caught sight of me, then shrank deeper into Lucian as if I were a monster. Lucian, I'm scared. Joanna, I was wrong, please don't have me beaten up again. Between the bruised paint and the act, I finally got it. Yesterday's rumor hadn't stuck, so today she was upgrading to full-blown framing? But the makeup screamed fake, no one could buy this, right? The next second I was slapped by reality. Lucian's cold eyes flicked to me, disappointment naked on his face. Oh right, Lucian was precisely the fool who would. Joanna, Jade's childish. Spreading gossip yesterday was wrong, but she apologized and even agreed to your return. Must you keep score? After I left you apparently paid some thugs to rough her up. I thought you had vision, but you're this petty? 2 women, and you'd go so low? Every colleague within earshot turned to gape, muttering that I wore a saint's mask while hiding a viper's fangs. I laughed in sheer anger. So Jade can smear me as a mistress, drench me in iced coffee, and trash my apartment and its kids will be kids, yet my supposed retaliation is unforgivable villainy? Plus, I never did a thing. I yanked out my phone and opened a week's worth of chats. Lucian, I didn't hire anyone. I have zero record of paying thugs or ordering an attack on Jade. I won't carry a crime I didn't commit. After scrolling my spotless thread, Lucian's expression wavered. Jade squeezed his hand and wailed louder. Joanna, are you saying I faked these injuries just to frame you? A chat log proves nothing, you probably deleted the incriminating parts. Lucian, Mom and Dad have already used the Linwood network to track the guy down, he's waiting outside. If you're innocent, you won't mind facing him, right? She'd cornered me, refusal would look like guilt. Besides, I wanted to see her endgame. Clear conscience, clear answer, send him in. Triumph flashed across Jade's face. Come in, she called toward the door. A tattooed punk stepped inside. Jade prompted him, tell the truth. Did Joanna pay you to beat me up? Don't worry, I won't pee. Rest charges if you confess. Tattooed pressed his lips shut. Jade's patience snapped, the guy had taken the money, why wasn't he playing along? When he stayed mute, she spoke for him. Lucian, see? He's defaulted to yes, it was Joanna. Don't let her off easy. Have someone slash her face right now, an eye for an eye. Lucian stared at Tattooed, startled, hearing Jade's demand, his brows clamped together. Jade, you're usually soft-hearted, can't even squash a bug. How can you spit such venom? Even if Joanna did this, the law handles it, not me. Vigilante assault is criminal. Jade pouted. I don't care. If you won't order her face sliced, you don't love me. With Jade revving for another tantrum, Lucian's head pounded. Just then Tattooed, disgusted, pulled a black card from his pocket and slapped it into Jade's hand. Linwood, I'm here to return this, not to slander Joanna. I need cash, but I'm not stupid, malicious lies can land you in jail. No paycheck is worth my life. CEO Vance, lucky for her you've got a brain or I'd have called the cops myself. Word of advice, take your fiancé to a neurologist. When he finished, the room's sympathy swung toward me. Staff exchanged amused glances at Jade's expense. Seriously? She thinks we're living in a soap opera short. Flash a card and people will perjure themselves, who's that dumb? She's overdosed on TikTok dramas, assumes every woman wants her man. Everyone knows Joanna and the boss are just partners. Joanna got drafted as a love rival for nothing. The chatter turned Jade crimson. She glowered at Tattooed, stunned he'd flipped. You, how could you back out? She shrieked. You took the money, you're supposed to deliver. Tattooed looked at her like she was the idiot. You tossed the card and ran, never gave me a chance to refuse. Card returned, I'm done. Later. He dropped the plastic and beat a hasty retreat, muttering under his breath as he disappeared. Seriously? You won't even give me the password and you still expect me to do your dirty work? I'm not stupid. After Tattooed swaggered off, Lucian's face was practically black with rage. Jade's complexion drained as she stammered, Lucian, that guy must have been turned against me by Joanna. Yes, this is a setup. She's framing me. Don't fall for it. Mid-sentence a soft crackle rippled across her cheek as the fake scars she'd glued on began peeling off one after another. Lucian needed no further proof, the disappointment in his eyes was scathing. Jade, even your injuries are fake? And you're still lying now? The coldness in Lucian's voice stung her, panic flashed in her eyes. Lucian, I didn't mean to. I love you so much I resorted to this. If you'd just fired Joanna earlier, none of this would have happened. Lucian had lost all faith in her. He couldn't fathom how the sweet, innocent girl he remembered had mutated into something this calculating and cruel. He rubbed his throbbing temples, ignoring her completely, every word from her mouth felt worthless. Joanna, I'm sorry. I jumped to conclusions, I cut him off before he could finish. Lucian, save it. I've already decided to resign. A moment ago I'd considered staying for the generous salary. But I refuse to endure another round of Jade's insanity. Today it's slander, tomorrow it could be a hitman. Money matters, but only if you're alive to spend it. Lucian's lips moved as though he wanted to plead, yet, reading my resolve, he exhaled in defeat. All right. If that's your decision, I'll respect it. I processed the paperwork with HR, and Lucian signed my resignation letter the same afternoon. The instant my resignation took effect, Jade let out a satisfied laugh. After clearing my workstation, I headed for the exit, but Jade blocked my path. Joanna, hold up. Before you leave, you'll spit out every cent Lucian ever spent on you. That's joint marital property, and I'm within my rights to demand it back. I stared, bewildered. When did Lucian ever spend money on me? Jade C. leered her throat, righteous and loud. You pull 800 grand a month, what legitimate employee earns that? Anything above normal is clearly hush 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 money. Return it, or I'll sue. I nearly laughed in her face. Linwood, you just got back from overseas. I've run every major deal, attended every client dinner, audited every line in the balance sheets, and shepherded every project. That $800K monthly salary is fair compensation, not some sugar daddy allowance. My employment contract spells it out, so kindly stop fabricating rumors. When that didn't shut her up, she lunged, clawing for my necklace and handbag. 80 grand a month, who are you kidding? No decent paycheck buys a $5 million necklace and an 800 grand bag. Without Lucian you couldn't afford a zip on that purse, you tramp. Hand the money over or you're not walking out. Just as her fingers brushed my throat, Lucian seized her wrist. Enough, Jade. That money is Joanna's earned wage. Quit the theatrics. There's an office full of eyes. Are you determined to strip me of every shred of dignity? Seeing Lucian defend me, Jade's eyes reddened in grievance. Lucian, why do you always take her side? Are you still hung up on her? I left the circus behind while they bickered. I knew Jade wouldn't let today's spectacle slide. Sure enough, that night she hung me out to dry online. My best sent a trending tab link emblazoned with the headline, "Blacklist this gold digger, scheming mistress tried to sleep her way to the top, got fired from Vance, and now refuses to pay back the fortune she milked from my CEO fiancé." The post featured a sharp side shot of me leaving the building, pores visible. No wonder she'd aimed her phone at the doorway, she'd been pre-framing the evidence. She wanted every recruiter in the country to blacklist me, to crater my career for good. The comment section detonated with abuse. That face screams manipulator. Young and already a professional me. Stress? Gross. Drag her to court and get that money back, sis, community property. I scrolled line by line until a private message from Jade popped up. See that, Joanna? Cross me and your reputation is mulch. Pay up and maybe, I'll post a retraction. Otherwise, enjoy being cyberstoned to death. I rolled my eyes. Did she think life was a soap opera short and she could script every twist? I had mountains of receipts. Her circus act couldn't touch me. I pulled the original employment contract and uploaded it. 1. I'm no mistress. 2. I'm an A-tier executive, the salary matches the workload. 3. Keep libeling me and you'll meet my lawyers. Within minutes the tide flipped. OMG, sis is a legit super manager. I'm Lucian's assistant, Joanna's innocent. As for Jade, she's so deep in TikTok dramas she called me a vixen for handing her fiancé coffee. She demanded HR fire me. Another survivor here, someone confiscate that girl's soap opera app. Thread blew up as CEOs started posting. Jow, Stellar Group, Joanna's available? $1 million annual package if you join us. Lee, Star Max, I'll bid 15. Wong, Sunrise, my wife was your dorm mate, name your price, any price. Then a comment blazed in like a beacon. Universal Group, opening bid, sky's the limit. The sender, Sebastian, CEO of Universal Group. Netizens went berserk. World Top 500 Universal? They're poaching her in public? Who is this woman? Aren't Universal and Vance mortal enemies? Yes. Take the offer and body slam Lucian. He lit the sky for her, except, Queen. She's a six-dimensional warrior, role model material. No need for false modesty. I accepted Sebastian's invitation. Money is money, might as well earn it where the welcome mat is rolled out by a rival who lit a literal beacon for me. Across town, at Lucian's Hamptons estate, Jade lounged on the sofa, popcorn and coke at hand, waiting for the internet to bury me. She never expected my single contract upload to detonate her narrative. End of passage. She never expected the industry heavyweights to speak up for me either. In a fit of rage she turned into a desktop-clearing tornado, sending the coke and popcorn flying to the floor. This isn't how it's supposed to go. I'm the female lead, why is everyone siding with Joanna, a disposable? These netizens are supposed to be brainless, they should be cheering for me no matter what. Just then Lucian shoved the door open, face dark, and strode straight toward Jade. Before she could react he hurled his phone, open to the trending tab of Joanna accepting Sebastian's offer, onto the carpet in front of her. Look what you've done. Joanna just joined Universal Holdings, Vance's mortal enemy. You drove her out and hand-delivered a top-tier executive to them. Congratulations, Vance can't touch Universal now. Happy? Jade had been bottling up grievances all day, desperate to pour them out to Lucian, but the moment he appeared he unloaded 3 sentences, every one of them about Joanna. She snapped. Joanna, always Joanna. She's gone and you still can't forget her. Fine. If you blame me for ruining you, I'll pack and leave the country this instant. I'm done with this house. And you, Lucian, I'll be waiting for you to regret this. With that declaration Jade dragged her suitcases out, convinced Lucian would soon be chasing her through a husband-on-fire redemption arc. But Lucian barely had bandwidth for her, the company alone was giving him ulcers. When I'd been around, I'd handled every major and minor issue, letting him play the carefree CEO. Now that I'd resigned, it all landed on him. He sprinted from dawn boardrooms to dusk client dinners, then stayed up rewriting pitch decks, his calendar jammed, his hair falling out in patches. Yes, he regretted it, but not because of Jade. He regretted losing a partner who'd made his life effortless. While Vance headquarters turned into a circus, I thrived. Within a week at Universal, I'd closed $1 billion deal and cleaned up several legacy messes. Sebastian promoted me twice and gave me 2 salary bumps in a row. Lucian, frantic with canker sores, called and texted non-stop, begging me to return. Joanna, since you left, the place is chaos. I can't cope. I realize now the company, and I, can't function without you. Please come back as my partner. I'll multiply your pay by 10, no, 20. Sebastian, afraid nostalgia might reel me in, snatched the phone. Vance, Joanna is my partner now. I've already lit the sky lantern on her salary, she doesn't need your 20-fold raise. Give it up. He hung up before Lucian could answer. His childish jealousy made me laugh. You're not thinking of going back, are you? Sebastian asked, worried. I patted his shoulder. Relax, Sterling. Universal's package is unbeatable, and I'm not signing up for Lucian's unhinged fiancé ever again. Sebastian's grin returned. Still, Lucian camped outside Universal, gifts in hand, playing the nostalgia card every chance he got. Each time Sebastian ran interference. Meanwhile, Jade had waited overseas an entire month with zero sign of Lucian and was starting to panic. Previously, whenever she threw a tantrum, he'd retrieved her within 24 hours. This time, 30 days, not even a shadow. Shouldn't he be scouring the planet by now? Had she finally pushed too far? Maybe she should text first. As she reached for her phone, a push alert exploded across the screen. Shock. CEOs of Universal, Vance over same woman. The moment she saw the woman's face, her pupils shrank. Joanna? It's her? Understanding hit Jade like ice water, then fire. No wonder Lucian hadn't flown after her. Joanna the homewrecker was blocking his chase the wife script. That schemer had him pining and now had the Universal CEO wrapped around her finger too. She had to act or everything would be stolen. She booked the first flight back. One afternoon, Lucian cornered me again outside Universal, pleading for me to return as his partner. I was exhausted. Vance, I'm settled here. I'm not going back, drop it. Rustling came from the shrubbery. A figure burst between us. Jade. Surprised, Jade? Before I could speak, eyes blazing, she whipped out a fruit knife and lunged. Joanna, this is your fault. You sabotaged Lucian and me. If you'd just vanished like a disposable, he'd have chased me abroad by now. Since you won't exit the story, I'll write you out, die. She never touched me. Sebastian's 5 bodyguards pinned her and hauled her off. Did she think this was a soap opera short? A conglomerate like Universal has security. As they dragged her away, she shrieked to Lucian, save me. He didn't even glance over. Jade, you drove Joanna out and cratered Vance. Lie in the bed you made. She was charged with assault, the scandal guaranteed jail time. Without me, Vance kept sliding downhill. Under my steering, Universal soared, soon executing a hostile takeover of Vance and vaulting into the Global 100. The day the acquisition closed, Lucian passed out from rage. Jade, behind bars, kept requesting visits, he refused every one. Realizing she'd burned the last bridge, she spiraled into breakdown. I'd already moved on, their drama reduced to background noise while I worked. The day Universal hit the top tier, Sebastian showed up with roses. Joanna, I love you. Will you be with me? I thought it over and said no. For now I prefer single-minded focus, romance only slows the money train. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the story, like and share it with friends. We'd love to hear your take in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more tales. See you next time.